Hangouts allowed like recording presentations. I thought it was just like spaces where people just sat up.
All right, well, we'll wait for some people to join up in there and let Dewey hop on.
Or I could just real quick make a slide with the links that.
Have at it. I'll turn it over to you. You know how to work that thing, right?
Sure.
The mouse and all that?
Yeah. Well, it depends. I was working on someone's MacBook yesterday, and they had it set up to where you could only click in the corner down here. It drove me crazy.
You are broadcasting.
Okay.
I'll get some coffee.
So you're a WordPress designer? No?
Nah. Oh, that is ugly. What's that?
We do.
It's informal. That's right.
Coffee hacking.
I like coffee.
I want an iced decaf, but it's not a thing that they sell, so I just order an iced coffee and fill it with ice. Coffee hacking.
I was at Starbucks this morning and their coffee was so cheap. Spilled all over my cup.
Oh no. Oh, I hate that.
No.
Although to that end, that's usually why I try to remember to bring my own apple mug.
Yeah.
Because my daughter may be written to keep you company. She thinks I get bored at meetings.
No, we're doing another. You're welcome.
Who are you? Yeah. I do. I've gotten better now that Buffer does the suggested links.
Did anyone hop on?
And it just makes.
4 viewers, it says.
Yeah.
WordPress?
Yeah.
Yay!
So they're active.
I guess they can see me, but I can't see them.
We'll talk to them.
Hello?
When you talk, it should switch over to you.
Yeah, go to the screen.
You have it set up that way.
I could ask someone a favor right off the bat. Anyone have an iPhone 5 or?
They are. They
Can you not-
changed
can they hear you?
Yeah, and I can enter.
I don't know.
That was a big.
Hello?
work because how many people-
It's not changing.
Now it says 6 viewers,
All right.
but there's no link. Like, I don't know. I will give this back to you because I don't know what I'm doing.
Did you connect your?
Right, but now
Well, no, I just created this one,
yeah, the $5 one.
and I left it open. Oh, the PowerPoint
My daughter
slide,
has my
like one slide that has stuff.
Yes, basically she uses it. And the cheat cords, I've noticed with hers, every time I use the cheat cords, it'll
How you
say,
doing? Good. How are you?
charging up supporting the device. It'll work on that.
Well, let's get going because people are online and we're here. So, welcome to the inaugural Pittsburgh WordPress meetup. I know there was another WordPress group prior, and we all had trouble finding a location for that one. So this is the reboot of that process with new people and a new location because there wasn't a location before.
Can I ask a question to interrupt?
Yes.
Have we settled on a hashtag?
No.
Any objections to just like EDHWT?
Nope. Anyone else with that? All right.
I'm gonna make it a thing.
So, if there people online, there is no presentation, there is no slideshow from me, but our guest will attempt to hook one up possibly, and we'll get to him in short order. But if you're trying to communicate with me, I don't have any indication of that. So just hang out, and you can email me later.
Is there a chat room? Do you have a chat hooked up to it so if we can't hear them, they can at least type in a question in a chat? See it?
There's someone do that if you have the. I thought it was ready for chat.
I'll take a look.
So there's the chat.
Google Hangout, right?
Yeah. So I mean, I thought it was.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Chat is set up, but.
Okay, I'll play. Hi.
So, real quick, there are maybe 5 people online and about 5 people here, and the goal of the group is to really just grow WordPress in the Pittsburgh community and help us all be better at WordPress. And you do that by sharing and listening and gathering ideas and just meeting and talking and asking questions. And so we'll have some formal structure, but it's going to be based into thirds for each meeting that we have. And the thirds are a general networking time where we get to know each other a little bit. Through some avenue that will probably end up being the meetup site where people can submit their questions, and then we'll have ways to take a stab at sharing our answers, and then a presentation. And if that works, then hopefully that'll be what we use going forward. Sound cool? Yeah, cool. All right. So this is all run by volunteers, and you all are volunteering your time to be a part of the community. So we don't get paid, but we do pay to use the meetup framework. I've gone ahead and contacted WordPress WordCamp, which is a group of WordPress, and they will house us, so to speak, if we become incorporated into their process. they'll cover our biannual fees to meet up.
Does that mean that they no longer have a designated group for WordCamp for Pittsburgh?
I only say WordCamp because the fella who has been working with me has a WordCamp email address.
Okay, I'm only asking because the person who had started the now defunct previous meetup group was the person that had like WordCamp permission to start the. I'd be happy that.
Did anyone ever get a hold of her? No.
She's a very busy woman. I've met her at a few of the early meetups for that group.
Yeah,
She just, yeah.
I know, of course, like,
I think it may have just been too much for her to fit in.
Yeah. What is WordPress working?
Well, these are just organizations that are going to support us.
Okay.
So that's all we need to know right now.
Oh, okay. They're not like national organizations.
No.
It's just a footnote that this costs money to run through Meetup, and they will pay for that to cover those costs that you don't have to worry about or pay for. I paid them, and they will reimburse me going forward if we become part of their superstructure. And it's just the WordPress organization that I'm concerned with.
Automatic.
I'm not interested in WordCamp at this point. The fellow talking to me has a WordCamp email address. That might be his own personal preference.
Okay. I mean, I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, it's just like not even worry about. We've already talked about it too much. Yes, that's probably relevant.
I'll tell you about it later.
The co-organizers and the people who are volunteering to help. I'm Chris Field, and there are two others.
Terry
I'm Chelsea.
And they've done a lot to make sure that I'm on track and that we have something useful for you all. With that, I'd just like to say a few ground rules. We want to provide a fun place where WordPress enthusiasts and learners and makers can connect, learn, and inspire each other. And mainly, this is not a place to sell things to other people. So we're not selling to each other. We're networking with each other. That's great. We're learning from each other and teaching one another. And that's it, right? We're going to have a presenter go first today because it seems to be prudent. And that is Dewey Vogel. And he's with an organization called GiveCamp. And I'll let him explain what that is. So thank you very much, Dewey.
Thank you. Just see if I can throw this up in here.
Yeah. See if I can pull it up and verify. Because when I tried the chat, it doesn't say.
I'll probably go online and see if
It probably be faster.
Assuming you get a connection.
you know, I don't have any. Oh, there we go.
You for WordPress?
Yes.
Yay!
Here's the thing. Our Leonard Dewey is just getting fired up.
Sure.
Oh, I think I have it sharing. Oh, that is beautiful. It's recursing, sharing itself over and over and over again. Yes. Okay. So, I am pretty sure that's sharing my little one slide on there. So it's going to be recorded, I guess. All right, so I usually do have a presentation, but I will just go through some notes and maybe we can have questions.
Yeah, and I don't have a projector, so it's not his fault.
So a GiveCamp would All right, so GiveCamp was started in 2007 by a guy named Chris Koenig while he was working at Microsoft in the Dallas area, and he wanted a way to give back to the community using the skills that he had and to give other developers a way to give back to the community. So he started GiveCamp, and in 2008 they had the they helped 18 local nonprofits and growing, and it's around the nation. I don't know, they might go to other places too, but there's a GiveCamp organization that is over top of all of it, but we're not really affiliated with each other. In Pittsburgh, this is our 4th annual GiveCamp, and it's coming up October 17th to the 19th, and it's at the PTI North Fayette campus, which is out by Robinson, really close to Robinson. And I'm here to tell you how you can help out, because specifically, a lot of our projects involve making WordPress sites for nonprofits. So, the first year that we had the event in 2010, we had 30 volunteers and we helped out 5 nonprofits. And then the second year we had 30 volunteers and we helped out 6 nonprofits. Last year we grew up to 45 volunteers and we helped out 10 nonprofits. And they're all local nonprofits that we help out. And the projects do vary. They're not all WordPress sites, but it's just a majority of them because that's what they seem to need. So I know this year we have some that are lined up, but it's a weekend-long event, and we estimate that there's about 35 working hours that people usually put in between sleeping
In those 2 days.
In those 2 days. So when you take 45 volunteers working 35 hours over a weekend at like $100 hour rate, it's $158,000 worth of services donated to the local community over the weekend. So it's pretty big, but to put it in perspective, last year Erwin, another one of the organizers, went to the Cleveland GiveCamp, and they had over 200 volunteers working at theirs. And, so I know there's that Pittsburgh-Cleveland rivalry. I don't know why there's a Pittsburgh-Cleveland rivalry, but we need to ramp it up in Pittsburgh a little bit.
Okay, we forgot about football.
And that's pretty much the rivalry.
So I normally have a slide up with the different nonprofits that we helped out last year. I'll usually read them off. I just have the slide up there and I talk about one of them. But I can read them off since you guys can't see the slide. Global Links, 9 Mile Run Watershed Association, Hope Dinners, Edgewood Symphony Orchestra, Holy Family Institute, Soldiers and Sailors Memorial Hall, Third Child, Dreams of Hope, and the Design Center. So, pretty big list.
And Global Links has a great site.
We didn't do a website for them.
Oh, you did consulting.
We created, so Global Links, they basically box up, package up stuff using volunteer manpower. They package up stuff to ship overseas.
Yep.
Yes.
Right.
And the stuff that they're a lot of the stuff that they're shipping overseas is like medical supplies and other things like that. And there's very particular ways that these things have to be packaged so that they don't break.
Mm-hmm.
They have to be packaged in a certain way so they don't break. And so we wrote a Windows-based application for them last year that before one of their packing sessions, the organizer can go in and kind of check off all the supplies that they're packing, and then it will build up a deck that gets projected on the screen and like step-by-step instructions for that group of packers for that day. So it's a little bit more elaborate than a PowerPoint presentation, but like it's a configurable PowerPoint presentation. But That's what they needed, and Global Links is actually coming back again this year. And this year they're looking for a mobile front end to their Salesforce application. So that's probably going to be in like a Heroku app. I'm not a Salesforce guy. My company does it, but I don't. Some of the other ones, we've got Gwen's Girls, which is a mentoring nonprofit that deals with problems that girls have, and they mentor girls. I don't know specifically what problems girls have because I'm not one, but they help out young girls. Allegheny Clean Ways is an environmental nonprofit that helps empower residents to stop dumping into our local waterways. The Legacy STEM project, STEM is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, and they help youth in, not impoverished areas, but less fortunate youth who don't have ready access to the resources they need to get into STEM fields. They help them to get those resources and help them get into science fair competitions, mathematics competitions, and things like that. Pittsburgh Parks Conservatory, they take care of like Shenley Park and Mellon Parks. Sarah Hines House, they're affiliated with the Boys and Girls Club, so they're mentoring kids. The Youth Volunteer Fire Company, Global Links we talked about, Assemble Pittsburgh, and To Museum. So those are, plus we had a couple more that we've kind of had to turn down because we don't have volunteers. So we didn't turn them down, they're like on standby. So, yeah, so what we're looking for is nonprofits, obviously. We need people to help out. We have a ton, but we're never, like I said, we won't turn people down, we'll put them on standby, and if anything, we can help them network with some people who might be able to help them out throughout the year, or we can get in touch with them again early for next year's event. So if you know a nonprofit, if you work in a nonprofit that could use some IT help, some free help, let us know. And as part of being the recipient of help at the GiveCamp, nonprofits are eligible for free hosting for life on discountasp.net. And I mean, that's $15 or $20 or whatever a month that they save. Not a huge thing, but it's over the lifetime of the organization. So they can be pretty substantial. They still have to pay for their domain name, but that's it. And their hosting is pretty flexible. It can do WordPress, or it can do Orchard CMS, or so it can go Windows or Linux type of hosting in MySQL or SQL. So it's pretty flexible and robust hosting. We are looking for sponsors still. We feed everyone 6 meals over the weekend plus snacks and caffeine. So feeding that big of a group of volunteers is pretty costly. Plus everyone gets a T-shirt, and the T-shirt has sponsor logos on the back. So if you're interested in sponsoring, or your company's interested in sponsoring, please contact us. We typically start at like $100, $500, $1,000 levels. Last year it cost us $3,250 roughly to host the event, and we had sponsorship money of like $3,100. So we operated a little bit of a loss last year. If we can ramp up the number of volunteers, we're going to need, of course, to feed them. So we need more money this year. And volunteers, that's you guys, what I'm here to talk about. Like I said, a lot of the sites that are made, or a lot of the projects that are made, are WordPress sites, and I know that we have WordPress sites in that project list this year. There's, I think, at least 4 of them in there. So it's a draining, fun event. Really, any experience level. Whenever you register, there'll be just a free text field for you to put your skills in, and you can tell us what your experience level is, and we'll make sure that we pair up the teams appropriately.
So it's like a collaborative effort to build their site?
Yeah, and then I'll explain that. So let me backpedal a little bit. We are looking for project managers or business analysts, which need to start really soon in working with the nonprofits to start gathering requirements for what they want. And then we need designers. So they'll start like a week or two out, not a ton of prep work on the design side, but just come up with some ideas of, maybe color schemes and layouts and stuff like that, some sketches to bring on Friday and have a little bit of a head start. And then we need developers, so any skill set for development is really, we have a variety of projects. I think we're probably going to be doing an Android app. We might have some .NET app. Pretty sure we'll have a C#.NET application, WordPress sites, and it's a real variety. So any skill set that you have, we can probably fit you in. Like I said, just put your skill set down in the box on the registration form, and we'll put you in a group where you'll fit. And a lot of people do use this as like a learning experience too, especially a lot of college students and people who don't typically work with a team. You'll get to come, we use Git and we work as a team collaboratively, checking in and checking out over the weekend. So you get some experience in like real world development. It's like a crash course. So if you're learning that stuff or want to learn that stuff, it's a good place for that. So now to get back to your question, the event, we start on Friday night, and the registration starts about 5 o'clock, and around 6 we will have pizza and everyone will come together for the opening ceremony, and all the nonprofits will get up and they'll give a little talk about what their nonprofit does and what they hope to get out of the weekend. And after that, we break up into our teams, and you just start coding. And you stop on Sunday. I mean, that's pretty much it. Not everyone stays there the whole weekend. You don't have to stay there the whole weekend. You don't have to commit the whole weekend if you know that you're only going to be able to be there like Friday night and like half the day Saturday. We just want to know so that we don't put a whole team together that's like that, and then they cut them down so we can make sure that we spread the teams out evenly. But if you can only give like half of the weekend, that's better than nothing. So we just like to know that up front. And you also, like I said, don't have to stay there. I usually stay there and crash out. There's a lounge upstairs where you can, a couple of lounges, dark rooms where you can just shut the door. PTI is really pretty awesome about hosting the event. They give us free run of one of their floors, and they're classrooms, so they're big rooms, whiteboards, projectors, and they give us a big, I don't know if I can call it an auditorium, but it's a big room where we do our ceremonies, and it's really nice. We get the run of it. There aren't too many classes on Saturday, so there's not a lot of distractions, and it's it's out of the city, so you don't have the distractions of being in the city, and you don't have to worry about parking because there's a big parking lot. So, what else?
Ask they're listening if you want to ask them.
Okay.
Tell them, they'll post them in the comments if you just ask them questions.
I don't.
We won't be able to see the comments.
We can see them on our phones.
Watching it through us.
Oh, okay. If you can, it's not going up anymore.
Just ask, they can hear you.
If you have any questions, post it in the comments.
They really can't. We just like to see you talk to them.
We're actually just recording you. Yeah. The trick.